Mayday, is this thing on? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Alright folks, we have a situation here that needs your immediate attention. Imagine you're at a party, the music's pumping, everyone's having a great time, and then you realize the pizza's almost gone. You make a beeline for that last slice, but so does everyone else. It's a desperate scramble, right? But let me tell you, there's something even more desperate than that. You know what's more desperate than that last slice of pizza after a night out? It's trying to get a world leader on the phone. Picture this. You're in a busy office, phones ringing off the hook, people shouting over each other, and you're trying to make that one crucial call. The stakes are high, and the clock is ticking. It's like trying to thread a needle in a hurricane, trying to get a world leader on the phone. Now imagine you're not just calling any leader, but someone who holds the fate of a nation in their hands. You're trying to explain why a guy nicknamed Chapo being president might not be the best idea. It's a delicate situation, to say the least. You're walking on eggshells, choosing your words carefully, hoping to make them see reason, especially when you're trying to explain why a guy nicknamed Chapo being president might not be the best idea. It's like trying to convince your friend not to text their ex at 2 a.m. You know it's a bad idea, but will they listen? You can see the train wreck coming from a mile away, but all you can do is watch and hope for the best. It's like trying to convince your friend not to text their ex at 2 a.m. You know it's a bad idea, but will they listen? The stakes are even higher when it comes to politics. One wrong move, one misunderstood message, and the consequences could be dire. It's a high-wire act with no safety net. And right now, Mozambique activists are walking that wire, sending out the political bat signal, hoping for a hero to answer their call. Let's just say, Mozambique activists are sending out the political bat signal, and they're hoping Cyril Ramaphosa picks up. They're out there day and night, holding signs, chanting slogans, making their voices heard. They're fighting for their future, for their country's future, and they're hoping that someone, anyone, will listen and take action. It's a long shot, but it's their only shot, and they're hoping Cyril Ramaphosa picks up. Because sometimes all it takes is one person to make a difference. One person to hear the call and respond. One person to stand up and say, enough is enough. So here's to hoping that the right person is listening. Because the people of Mozambique are counting on it. They're counting on someone to pick up the phone and answer their Mayday call. These aren't your average keyboard warriors, folks. We're talking about real-life, on-the-ground activists in Mozambique who are putting it all on the line for their country. They're organizing, protesting, and generally being thorns in the side of anyone who threatens democracy. And trust me, they've got a lot to be worried about. These are the people who remember what life was like before, and let's just say it wasn't all sunshine and roses. So who is this Chapo guy, and why are people so worried? To understand the concern, we need to delve into the life and times of Afonso Dhlakama, a figure whose name is synonymous with both hope and controversy in Mozambique. Born in 1953, Dhlakama's journey from a young man in the rural areas of Mozambique to a prominent political figure is nothing short of extraordinary. His life has been a roller coaster of political maneuvers, military engagements, and moments of unexpected calm. Well, imagine a politician with a past as colorful as a bag of Skittles, and you're getting close. Dhlakama's career has been marked by a series of vibrant and often unpredictable events. From leading a guerrilla movement to participating in peace talks, his actions have been as varied and colorful as the Skittles in a bag. Each color representing a different phase of his life, from the intense reds of conflict to the hopeful greens of peace negotiations. Afonso Dhlakama, the man, the myth, the legend, or maybe not, is back on the scene in Mozambique. His return has sparked a mix of emotions among the populace. For some, he is a symbol of resistance and a beacon of hope for change. For others, he is a reminder of the turbulent times that Mozambique has endured. His speeches, often fiery and impassioned, have the power to inspire as well as to divide. He's been in and out of the political ring more times than a prizefighter, and let's just say, his track record isn't exactly squeaky clean. Dhlakama's political career has been a series of comebacks and setbacks. Much like a boxer who refuses to stay down, he has faced numerous challenges, from internal party conflicts to external pressures. His ability to navigate these challenges, albeit not always gracefully, has kept him in the public eye and in the political arena. Think of him as the political equivalent of that one friend you know you shouldn't trust, but you kind of want to see what they'll do next. Dhlakama's unpredictability is part of his charm and his danger. He has a knack for making bold moves that leave both his supporters and his detractors on edge. Whether it's a sudden political alliance or a surprising policy shift, Dhlakama keeps everyone guessing. His ability to stay relevant in the ever-changing political landscape of Mozambique is a testament to his resilience and his complex character. As we continue to watch his journey, one thing is certain: Afonso Dhlakama is a figure who will not be easily forgotten. Now you might be wondering why Mozambique activists are calling Cyril Ramaphosa like he's their personal political hotline. Well, South Africa and Mozambique, they're like that neighbor who borrows your lawnmower but always returns it with an empty tank of gas. It's complicated. They've got a long intertwined history, some good, some bad, and some just plain messy. But one thing's for sure, what happens in Mozambique doesn't stay in Mozambique. It tends to spill over into South Africa, and nobody wants a repeat of the bad old days. So, what's a South African president to do? The situation is complex and fraught with potential pitfalls. The president must weigh the pros and cons of every possible action, knowing that each decision carries significant consequences. The stakes are high, and the pressure is immense. The president's advisors are divided, each presenting compelling arguments for and against intervention. The room is filled with tension as they debate the best course of action. Intervene in another country's business, even if it's your neighbor's? The question isn't just about political boundaries, it's about moral and ethical responsibilities. Should a nation stand by and watch as its neighbor struggles, or should it step in to help, risking its own stability in the process? The history of international relations is filled with examples of both successful and disastrous interventions. Each scenario offers lessons, but none provide a clear answer. It's a tough call, kind of like trying to decide between pineapple on pizza. Some people love it, some people hate it, and the debate can get surprisingly heated. Just as with the pizza debate, opinions on international intervention are deeply divided. Some argue that intervention is a moral imperative, a duty to protect human rights and prevent suffering. Others believe that each nation should be left to solve its own problems, free from external interference. And everyone has an opinion. The public discourse is vibrant and often contentious. Social media platforms are ablaze with arguments for and against intervention. News outlets feature experts and analysts who dissect every aspect of the situation, offering their insights and predictions. The president must navigate this sea of opinions, balancing public sentiment with the realities of international politics. On the one hand, nobody wants to see a country spiral into chaos, especially when innocent lives are at stake. The images of turmoil and suffering are heart-wrenching, and the humanitarian crisis demands attention. The president feels a deep sense of responsibility to act, to do something to alleviate the suffering. But the path to intervention is fraught with risks and uncertainties, especially not when it's right on your doorstep. The proximity of the crisis adds another layer of urgency. The potential for spillover effects is real, and the stability of the entire region could be at risk. The president must consider the impact on South Africa's own security and economy. The stakes are not just political, they are deeply personal for the people living near the border, who watch the news with growing concern. But on the other hand, meddling in another country's affairs is a surefire way to make enemies, and nobody wants to start a diplomatic war. The president must tread carefully, aware that any action could have far-reaching consequences. Diplomatic relations are delicate, and the wrong move could lead to isolation or conflict. The president's advisors warn of the dangers of overstepping, of becoming entangled in a situation that could quickly spiral out of control. And nobody wants to start a diplomatic war. The president must find a way to balance the competing demands of morality, security, and diplomacy. It's a delicate dance, requiring wisdom, courage, and a deep understanding of the complexities of international relations. The decision will not be easy, and the consequences will be felt for years to come. But in the end, the president must choose a path, guided by the principles and values that define the nation. Meanwhile, back in Mozambique, the tension is so thick you could cut it with a butter knife. People are on edge, wondering what Chapo's return means for their future. Will he be a force for good? Will he bring stability and prosperity? Or will he bring back the bad old days? It's like watching a political thriller unfold in real time, and let's just say, the ending is far from certain. Back in the land of the Rainbow Nation, Cyril's got some serious thinking to do. Does he channel his inner superhero and swoop in to save the day? Or does he play it cool, mind his own business and hope for the best. It's a classic dilemma, kind of like trying to decide whether to eat that last cookie when you know you should be on a diet. The temptation is there, but so are the potential consequences. But here's the thing, folks. This isn't just about Mozambique and South Africa, this is about the whole region. What happens in one country has a ripple effect, kind of like that time you accidentally wore mismatched socks to work and suddenly, everyone's talking about it. A stable and prosperous Mozambique is good for everyone. But an unstable Mozambique, well, let's just say, nobody wants to see that movie again. So, there you have it, folks. The story of how a group of brave activists in Mozambique are trying to sound the alarm before it's too late. Will they succeed? Will Ramaphosa answer their call? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure. This is a story you won't want to miss. So, stay informed, stay engaged, and maybe, just maybe, subscribe to my channel for all the latest updates. You know, just in case.